Now, Matt, switching gears a little bit because I was a former pitcher myself, and it's funny because people tuning in. I was at all three of the Carolina baseball games this weekend. I've been at every game this year, but and fans are fans, whatever. But it's funny to hear fans, throw strikes, throw
Oh,
strikes. Like it's
don't get
just
me started.
like it's just
Don't
like
get me
and
started.
so you and I both know like there's just sitting, and I find myself even too sitting there from the fan side. Thomas Farr walks a guy on 4 pitches, and you're like, damn, like come on. But it's like he's obviously not trying to do that. Like you just know, like you just sometimes you just lose it for whatever reason. You lose the feel, you lapse in concentration, whatever. So it sounds like you're talking that maybe walks were kind of you felt like were your Achilles heel at least in college. Like, do you attribute that to anything specifically, physically, mentally, anything like that, or it's just the way it happened?
To be honest, because I was never in high school and everything like that. I was never somebody who walked guys. I really wasn't.
Hmm.
Um, and it kind of started happening, my freshman year, not as much. Um, but then, my freshman year, I felt like my stuff, like other than the kind of last off season,
Hmm.
my freshman year was the best that I've ever felt. Um, regarding just, velo wise and just stuff wise, mechanics and everything was, together. And then, I started throughout the season. I didn't really throw much. I think I threw like 14 innings or something like that. So I really wasn't going off a lot. But after the season was over, I thought I was in a pretty good spot mentally and physically. So then I went to the Cape, and I struggled in my first two outings, and the coach, said, "All right, you're done. You're gone." So I went to go play in the Coastal Plains League, and I think that kind of messed me up more, kind of mentally,
Right.
because then from there it was just trying to figure out what the hell was wrong,
Mm.
regarding mechanics and stuff like that. So I was very inconsistent in the way I threw a baseball, my sophomore and my junior year. Um, but really no, because the fans, you know, I've heard some shit when I was on the mound there that that shouldn't be geared towards our own guys.
Right.
I heard the stuff that's usually said for the opposing team.
Right.
So yeah, that made me feel pretty good about myself. But no, it just like they're fans. If
Right.
us as ball players, we're listening to them, they're always going to shit talk. That's just the way. That's baseball. That's
Right.
any sport.
Yeah.
If we
Chirping.
can't handle it, then if we can't handle it, we don't belong on the field. You know, obviously to some degree.
Right. Right.
Um, and I think mentally I was in a very, I don't want to say dark place, just kind of the wrong place my
Mm.
sophomore and junior year, just trying to figure it out. And I couldn't do it. I tried everything, and I'm still a little bit the same way now. Um, you're always trying to pick pieces and try and put them together and stuff like that. It's almost like you're trying to make yourself like a megastar pitcher or whatever, like a Jacob DeGrom,
Right.
and it's just not going to happen.
Mm.
So you just got to go with what you have and just run with it.
Mm. Yeah, it's if it makes you feel any better, it's funny. I saw Alex Destino tweet this, your former teammate. He said, like, I used to love when fans would give me feedback on my swing, like
Mm-hmm.
just hit the ball. It's like I'm not up there trying. And I'll tell you another funny thing. I had Michael Roth in the show a few weeks ago, and I thought this story was wild because we all think of Michael Roth as like, the GOAT, right? This
Yeah,
legend.
yeah, yeah.
And I was asking about the Carolina Clemson rivalry, and I guess he appeared in that rivalry in 2009. And he was like, dude, I got booed off the field. Like literally. Because he's like, I came in first and second, walked a guy, walked another guy, walked in a run, then finally got another out or finally got the third out. But I was like, just Michael Roth got booed off the field. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody should be, yeah. Nobody's immune to it, man. Nobody's
It,
immune to it.
I've heard it from, let's see, who was, actually, nah, really, even like, all right, so like Braden Webb
Yeah.
had tweeted it with kind of Destino and stuff like that. I wish there were just, one day throughout the season where all them shit talking fans get their nine best fans and put them against the nine best guys, right? And just, Play just 3 innings. And I would pay money to watch that.